Hello everyone, this is Vivian and I'll be explaining to you the first experiment in our database lab. So let's take a look. So here we have a database of a furniture company, and this is a schema with different tables such as customer, order, line, product and supplier with its necessary column details in the brackets, and the primary key attributes are underlined for customer and order. So our first experiment is all about data definition language, DDL, which consists of queries such as alter, drop, truncate, etc. So let's take a look. I've put everything in Notepad and I've added the questions as well, so it's easy to explain. So the first question, okay, the first and second question I've merged together, creating tables with primary key constraints. So this is the syntax to create table. Create table space the table's name, which is customer, and in the brackets the column details, and I have to give the data types as well. So for customer ID, I've given C_ID space number, which is the data type. So that's for customer ID. For customer name, I've given varchar and the size, which is 20. And similarly for address, I've given varchar size 20, and for state and for postal code as well. So this is the syntax to creating tables, which I've done for all the other tables, order one, order line, product and supply as well. So now we see how to add the primary keys. So this is the syntax to create to add a primary key. So alter table customer, add primary key. In the bracket I've given which column I want to make as the primary key. So I've given for customer table, I've given as customer ID as the primary key. So this is the syntax. So similarly I've done for order one table, which is the order ID. So that's that. And let's move on to the next question, which is adding foreign key. So add foreign key reference to the customer ID attribute. So how do we do this? This is the syntax. Alter table customer, add foreign key in the column which I want to add the foreign key. I've given it as customer ID, references order one, which is the order ID. So that's how you add a foreign key. Next, we move on to modifying the attribute product finish in the product table to product material. So this is nothing but renaming the column. So how do we do this? It's a really simple syntax. Alter table product. So we want to alter the table product. Rename the column which you want to rename, which is product finish to product material. So this is the syntax. It's really simple. Next, add an attribute called price in the order line table, which is just adding another column in the order line table. So this is the syntax. Alter table order line, add price and its data type, which is number. So when I describe the order line table, so you can see here price is added with the data type. Okay, next we're adding a check constraint to order quantity column and check that the quantity is above 5. So this is the condition which we need to check. So this is the syntax. We have to give the query alter table order line modify ordered quantity number constraint, and have to add the constraint name, which is quantity underscore constraint. Check, and have to give the condition in the bracket, which is the ordered quantity should be greater than 5. So it checks if the quantity is greater than 5. Next, question 7, rename order line to ordered quantity. So it's just renaming. So this is the syntax which we have to use. Rename order line to ordered quantity. Simple. Next, question 8, add supplier address column to supplier table. So we have to just add the address column, which is the syntax alter table supplier, add s_address, varchar, and the size. So that's how you add the column. Next question, describe all the tables. So I've shown you this earlier when I put DESC space the table's name. So for this case it's customer. When I give this, the table and its column details will come out. So I do the same thing for all the tables, and you can see all the table with its different columns. Okay, question 10, add primary key constraint to all the tables. So previously I've just added primary key constraints to 2 of the tables. So now I just add the primary key constraints to all the other tables which I haven't added. So that we have seen earlier. Question 11, modify the data type of rating to decimal. So we just have to modify it. So this is the syntax, alter table supplier, modify rating, decimal, and I have to give in the bracket 10,3. So this means that I can have up to 3 decimal places. Next question, add a not null constraint to customer name and address. So when we add a not null constraint, and that column should not be empty. So if it's empty, we'll have an error. So this is the syntax: alter table customer modify c underscore name varchar 20 constraint c1. I have to give a name for that constraint, which I've given it at c1, not null. So I've given it as not null. So that's the syntax. And next question: add unique key constraint to order ID in order table. So when I add a unique key constraint, the value which I've given should not be repeated. It should be unique. So that's adding unique key. So this is the syntax: alter table order 1 modify order date constraint and its name again, which I've given as c4 unique. So this is the syntax. So next, question 14, remove the unique key constraint that was added. So how do you remove the constraint? Alter table, the table's name, order 1, drop constraint c4. So when I drop the constraint won't be there anymore. Okay, next 15, drop the column supplier address in supplier table. So when I drop the column supplier, that column will be deleted. So this is the syntax: alter table supplier, drop the column and its name, the column's name which you want to delete. So the table has been altered. Question 16, drop the table order. So similar syntax: drop table order 1. So the table is dropped. The last question, truncate all the tables. So this is the syntax: truncate table customer. So when I do this, all the data and all the columns will be deleted. So that's what truncate does. So we have reached the end of the experiment 1. Yeah, that's about it. Thank you.